Okay, now we're recording. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and open up this file right here in yellow. It's Edgar Padilla. It's got a year, a date. I believe the 18 of the 1838 is their camera ID, all the way down to 855. So we're gonna open that one up. So to do so, in the redacting program, click on select existing video. And what will happen is when you click here, you will get a browse window that looks like this, okay? And so I'm gonna go through and find that video. Downloads folder. And here's my file right here. I'm gonna click on open. And when I do, it's gonna load that into the redaction program. Okay. So far, just real quick, before I go here, I'm gonna do a little overview. What we went over in the first session was receiving the request via email, and those emails come to us from Best Best and Kecker. Generally, on those emails, there's a request date along with the matter number, and I kind of talked about my practice for taking these requests and making sure that we drop them in a folder. The folders I like to do is I like to create a date folder for when they want it returned. So can you return the redacted videos to me in 2 weeks from today on August the 24th? So I will create a matter folder. This is for Santa Paula Police Department. So under BBK, there will be a Santa Paula PD. Under Santa Paula PD, there will be a August the 24th, 2020. And in there is where I would click their download link. I'd log in. This particular link is expired, but imagine if we were to, we'd see download files. When we share those files, basically we take those files that go to your downloads folder, and then when it does, take those files, drop it into your Santa Paula PD, your August the 24th, 2020 folder, and then unzip the files in a subfolder called download, okay? So once they're all there, the next thing we did was we went to a DOS prompt. We did a directory to list file to create the text files of all the file names. Copy and paste those inside of a spreadsheet that has these actual headings in it. I usually use the same spreadsheet. I'll just go through and just clear the contents, okay, of the sheet, and drop the brand new file names in to create a brand new inventory. So that's pretty much everything we did there. And then once those files are pasted, the next thing we did was went through and determined the runtime, which is stored in hours, minutes, and seconds format. It's important that we keep that format. Whatever that runtime is, make sure you fill those out. As you're looking at it, you're gonna fill out the time, and you're also gonna fill out the video description. These two are very important because it drives our billing, our pricing is based off of the complexity levels or view description. Audio is just straight, we're listening to files. BWC is body worn cameras. Dash is dash cameras, right? And then stationary cameras is a fixed camera. The way that those are coded, the body worn cameras are the highest level of complexity that gets a number 7 assigned to it. The dash cameras, since they are fixed inside of a police vehicle, are a level 5. And then a stationary camera, which is the camera that's fixed on a wall, it can be in the police department, it can be in a hospital, it can be anywhere, but as long as it's a fixed camera on a wall that does not move, that's the lowest level of complexity, and that's a 3, right? So 3, 5, 7, fixed camera at a 3, but dash camera at a 5, and body worn camera at a 7, which is the highest level of complexity. So while we're looking at them, it's a good time to take the runtime and also fill out the type of view that you're either listening to his audio or watching body-worn cameras, dash cam, or fixed camera. Once all that's finished, the next thing we went over was using the video redaction element form, and what that encompasses is you'll watch the video, and anything that looks like it is part of the redaction protocol that we had gone over. I'm not going to bring it up again, but that's the document, the PDF document that has all the elements that we should pay attention to for redaction. As soon as we see that redaction element, what we need to do is make sure that we're capturing that. I usually print this form out and I handwrite. When I handwrite them in, I generally handwrite the element and the timestamp. So for instance, I would do something like redacted, oh no, sorry. I would do truck driver's face, okay, 0.0. That means when I start the video, I saw a truck driver's face. I may continue to look at the video, and then I may see a vehicle license plates. And let's just say I see the vehicle license plate at the 15-second mark. It would be at 15 seconds, all right? And I can continue, let's say for instance, I hear the truck driver's name. Well, all these are my video elements. Down here, I would fill out my audio elements. And if I hear the truck driver's name at the 1 minute mark, because the officer escorted him off to the side and says, "Sir, what's your name?" Then I would put oops, fat finger here. At one minute, okay? And I'll continue on my first pass to just monitor the video and identify any elements I need to redact, where the timestamps are. And when I do, I'm stopping, which we're gonna do that in a second. I'll stop, I'll jot it down, I'll continue to watch and listen at the same time. So I'm looking for video elements, I'm listening for audio elements. So with that, I'm gonna jump back into the redaction program. So, Tiffany, do you have that video loaded on yours?
I haven't loaded it yet.
Okay. You just cut off. Hello, hello.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm holding the space button down because my kids are screaming in the back. So
oh, that's okay.
I'm going to upload it right now because I was going to do it at the same time as you. So give me just a second.
Yep. Mel, are you on?
I'm here, brother.
All right, man. Hey, did you get my link for the download for the program?
Yes, I got to download everything. I need to get the password to get in, or the serial.
Hold on a second, man. Get you squared away real quick.
Yeah, bear with me. It's my first time being on. I couldn't make it on Monday.
No, it's okay. It's all right, man. We're flexible, man. We'll make it happen.
Okay.
All right, it is uploaded.
All right, perfect. I'm gonna get Mel caught up for a second here, Tiffany. So give me 1 second. I'm just gonna shoot him over something. So, I thought I knew it. Okay. Hold on. And then, hey Mel, did I send you a link to the sample video?
No.
Okay.
I don't think you did.
I don't think I did either. So hold on 1 second. Mel, what was your actually, never mind. Let me look it up because I'm recording right now, so I don't want to hear. That's it. Now, I just sent you a link for the video. Go and start downloading that, and then let me get you over that license key. Hold on a sec. That's right.
All right, I got the email. I got the video.
All right, cool. And I just sent you on your part email the link. I mean the key. So. Tiffany, if you've uploaded, does your screen look like mine?
Yes, it does.
We're set for the box.
Yeah, everything but the box.
Perfect. Perfect. I'm gonna give Mel a sec. I want to get caught up. That way we can kind of do this piece together. So while Mel's doing his downloads, I'm just gonna kind of speak to a few things. One, this video is 2 minutes and 32 seconds, 2 minutes and 32 seconds and runtime, the total length. Okay, that's good. Now you're gonna get caught up on some of these terms, so I'm just gonna keep throwing them out there for right now. But the auto tracking is one of the things that we do often. What auto tracking does, it allows us to pick an object that needs to be redacted in the video, draw around it, and have it auto tracked until it leaves a scene, or if something swipes between the object that you're tracking and the body camera. And usually what swipes are the officer's hands, right? So, you know, like right now, I have his face drawn right now, and he's auto-tracked on this, and it followed him for a few frames, then the officer's hands moved, and the next thing you know, he's uncovered. So I had to turn off auto-tracking again after his hand swiped, and whenever his face was uncovered, recovered from that point, continue to go forward until he falls off again, and you kind of keep doing that process. The auto tracking, the length of the auto tracking depends on the total runtime of the video, which is the reason why I brought that up, right? So oftentimes, like I have a couple of videos that are 2-hour-long videos. The auto track is going to be painful on that. And so oftentimes what I'll do is I'll just do a combination of pick 5 objects where I got clear. If I have that inside the view, auto track those, it'll run for about 5 minutes. And then after that, I'll do manual redaction around that object as it's moving in and out of the view body camera, okay? So we'll kind of talk about that here in a second. That's what this session is going to be about. This session is going to be more in depth about actual redaction process. On Monday, it was more of getting inventory, how I go about generating the workflow sheets, which I can show you. Now, these sheets right here, it starts off with making sure all the file names are represented in the sheet, opening up each file and recording its runtime. And when you do record the runtime and come over and write in what you saw, and these are all audio files. This is a body-worn cam. Some are dash cam, or some are fixed cameras on a wall, right? It's important that we delineate between the type, because our pricing is based off of the complexity, and complexity is driven off of whether it's a 3, 5, or 7. 3 being audio file or fixed camera. Those are the most least complex redaction footage that we have, or just audio files, and a fixed camera where the camera doesn't move. A dash camera that sits on the middle of a police car's dashboard, and it's fixed as long as the police car is driving straight. Everything is pretty much flying in and out in one direction. So the redaction process is less complicated. Body-worn cameras are the most complicated because there's a lot of movement, a a lot of things that fall off, and it just takes longer to get done. That has a higher per minute video rate than your dash cam or than your audio. Okay, so that explains all that. And then we have the redaction element form, and that's what I was just going over. I'm not sure if you got a chance to hear any of that, Mel, but just real quick, if we're looking at something and we start seeing elements as we're looking at videos right here at 00, I see truck driver's face. I already had kind of started to jot this down. And oh, let me pause for a second. Mel, did I send you these spreadsheets?
No.
Okay, I owe you that, right? I owe you the redaction element form. Print these out. I generally print these out and I'll write these out in hand. I'm just typing it so you guys can see it. I don't have to worry about scanning it. But I'll print these out and write them in hand as I'm watching. My first pass is all about watching the video, paying attention to the entire screen so I can see if there's anything or anybody in the background, any people in the background. Oh my God, I got the truck driver, cool. He's at 00. I got him on my redaction element form. What else do I have to do? I did license plates at 15 seconds. This is a sample in case I see it. That's how you would put the entry in. You just continue to put stuff down. People and bystanders in the background at whatever timestamp. Those timestamps are important where you see it. Because when you're finished with your first pass, what you want to be able to do is say, let me go to 00, start, beat this guy, get him done, get him out of scene. Where's my next site? My next site is at 15 seconds, find that license plate. I know where it is, I saw it. Cool. We don't redact police license plates. We do redact regular vehicle license plates. Nothing with police department, with police officers gets redacted. Their vehicles don't get redacted, their badges, their faces, nothing with them gets redacted. They're completely to be exposed in all of our videos. And with that, Mel, how you looking on the installation?
Got everything.
Cool. All right. And do you, so Mel, on this, have you loaded the video yet, Mel? Do you want me to go over that for you real quick?
No, I have it loaded right now.
All right, cool. So if we're all looking at the same thing right here, the first thing I'm gonna have you do is turn on redact audio. What that's gonna do is, that's gonna turn on the waveform for the audio wave, for the sound, okay? So as we're watching, one thing for you to know, police body cameras are always on, but they're not always recording. The officer has to push the record button to start the recording. When he pushes the start button, all the body cams, no matter who the manufacturer is, it automatically picks up the prior 30 seconds of video with no audio on it. So you're gonna see on this waveform right here, until we get to, here's 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. When we get to 29 seconds, you'll start to see the wave start to build. That means that's the sound coming. And at the 30-second mark, you will see the sound come in, okay? All right, so let's all just push the play button. Something going on over here, I don't know what it is yet. Could be some officers. These FedEx trucks don't have license plates. It's coming out the truck.
How far of a range does the audio pick up?
It's generally what's immediately there. Like when the officer starts talking and whoever it is talking, it's gonna automatically, that will have the priority recording. Then the background noises, if depending on the decibel levels of the person who's speaking, either it will get picked up or will be very faint in the background, okay? So it really all depends, but trust me, I have headphones on right now, and every time I do this, I always put on headphones so that I can hear very clear when they start talking. Some of the audio files, like these calls right here, these are all, especially this one, 911 call. This was Pomona Police Department and Chino's Police Department contact each other, because this incident sits on the border of Chino and Pomona, but Pomona PD was first responder. So on that, inside the audio, I would hear other calls, addresses, street addresses. We had to redact it, right? Because that's personal identifying information. So, or you hear phone numbers, have to redact it. Okay. Anything that's got to deal with inside that protocol, if you hear it on an audio or you see it in a video and on its audio, we have to redact it. Okay. So on this one, let's just keep playing this one. In the 27th, right here's that 30-second mark, and here's where the sound is starting to come in. Now, he said, "What's your name, sir?" Right? Right here, where you hear name, I already have a redaction on it. Okay? So the way that works is, as soon as he said name, this yellow line right here represents where the audio is playing at the time. Your left arrow or your right arrow will allow you to go backwards left arrow or forwards right arrow. I like to go backwards left arrow, especially when I hear a name. Okay? I'm going to just do something real quick. I'm going to delete this. Play it again. He just said, Andrew. All right, I'm going to go back again and listen. Okay? I'm going to go back again because now I'm looking, where exactly did he say it? Now, if this wave is too tight for you, over here on the right corner, you can either expand the wave so it's longer. Okay? That allows you to really pick up and see where he starts saying his first part of his name. Okay, so he said Andrew somewhere up in here. I just put the redaction on for the audio. Now I don't hear his name. Okay? When
so all
we
you have to do is highlight that to redact the audio?
That's correct. Yep. So literally like this. I just clicked and dragged. And to unmute, right click and just unmute. It takes it off. Okay. These are all markings, just like the box that you saw. Those are all the marks. These redactions do not get applied until we export the video later. Okay. So right now, what you just saw was at 38. Truck driver's name was at 38 seconds. I already had him enter in here. I'm just going to put the right time marker on. Oops. All right, so now I know at 38, he should be redacted. And so let me see what else is going on here, because I got some more redactions. So he said his last name. So his last name was at 39. Got it. All right, so at 39, yeah, last name, right? So right here, what I do when it's like that, I don't even do a full type another deal. I'll just go from there to what, 0:39. That means redact from 38 to 39, right? And he's picked up. Everybody good so far?
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. So now we're just going to continue to watch, right? Still clean. Right here is where I stop a little because sometimes, now notice his hand is waving, right? That's that whole hand wave deal. Sometimes you may see some folks over here. We'll have to redact them if there are looky-loos. But because there's yellow tape, chances are the office already cleared that out, all right? So right here, ooh, go back. Right here, I'm trying to figure out, anyone not a cop? Everyone's a police officer. Awesome. That means I don't have to worry about tracking them and putting a redaction on. Okay, so he said witness, and he said his full name right here. You guys probably caught that. If you're following me, you probably caught it at 107. So on that one, what I do is I just use my same entry. I just go comma, colon, 07. Keep it pushing. That means the truck driver's name popped at 38 to 39, and again at 107, and the audio on the audio bar. Okay. Now, Jacobson's a cop. Don't have to worry about his name. I stopped real quick just to make sure I don't have anything that pops. Can't see the truck driver's license plate. I wouldn't be able to redact it if I wanted to, because I can't see it from this distance. So we're good there. All right. So a few things happened in this video. As he was walking, right? As he was walking, we have to make sure we keep a redaction on him as long as he is in video. Right. So I'm using my right arrow right now. This is kind of slow. I can go back faster by just taking my mouse and just going back on this red bar. That has zoomed me back really fast. All right. So I'll just go back again one more time. I already got him at 0, 0. So pretty much from 0, 0 to 232, his face is there. So what that means is on my form now, truck driver's face 0, 0. I'll finish this entry and I'll go 2:32. That's the whole video. And if I fast forward this, which I'm going to do right now.
So here's a question. So I know
Yep.
it's supposed to blur out the face, but what if they have tattoos? Because some people can,
Yes.
recognize those.
Excellent. Absolutely. You have to get the tattoos. Okay. So if they have a tattoo, right? Generally what I do is, let me see, I'm trying to see if I can find one of him that's kind of exposing him. All right, right here. If he's rocking a tattoo, let's say on his forearm, right? Like right here, and he's got a band around it, then his redaction element becomes this all the time. Okay?
Gotcha. Because I know when he was coming out of the truck, I was like, oh, well, what if he had tattoos? Because it just blurred out his face.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely. If he has a tattoo, I usually always expand my box bigger than his head. And when the officer's, hey man, why'd you write your deck so much? I'm like, I dude had tattoos. Oh, okay, cool. Thanks. Good catch. So absolutely, yes. Because tattoos are unique. And there's no other unique way of identifying a person in their tattoo. So, great question. And the answer is absolutely, right? And so fast forwarding through, right. So I'm going to go back now and show you guys how to start the redaction on this. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go back to 0. I'm going to do something that I hate doing, which is to delete my object. So I'm going to delete my object. All right. So right now at 0, 0, I got to show you, I have to show you the manual way to do redaction first. Tiffness, this may be redundant for you, but Mel, okay. So to do a redaction, first thing you do is draw the object on the element. Prior to that, you don't get any, you get to run auto redaction. I wouldn't do that. What run auto redaction does, okay. What run auto redaction does is it will redact everything, and then you got to go and clean it out. That is a nightmare. I did that the first time. I said I'll never do this again. So never do that. All right. Notice your bars will change as soon as you draw a box on an object. Now it changes static to auto track. Right. So as soon as you draw a box, it's going to invoke to add new objects. Perfect. From there, just click static. What that's going to do is that's going to put this box at this location from the top, this location from the left, this location from the bottom, and this location from the right, and it's going to stay there, right? So I'm going to play it. Notice my box is not covering my object no more. All right, there's a reason why it's not covering my object, because it's going to stay static, right? I'm going to delete it and go back. In order for me to really cover him, if I want to do static, I got to do a series of boxes. One box here, comes off. I need to right click, tell it, delete it to the end, put a new box, go backwards once, delete the new box to the beginning, and then go forward. Close out of this one, delete it to the end, put a new box, go back one, Why do I go back one? Because this box will go all the way to the beginning, and I need to tell it delete from to the beginning because he's covered in the old box. Here's the new box now. Go forward until you come out. Comes out, delete to the end. I'm just doing tracking, manual tracking. This is painful. It works. It takes time. Okay. All right. Now, I don't need to do this. So let's back it up. Get rid of these. Get rid of this. All right, and get rid of this. Now, Mario box again. Tell it to auto track. And take a chill pill. Auto track is going to grab his face. It's going to position itself and center his nose, or whatever the middle part of his face is, and that box around it. And as his nose moves, the box will move with him until something interrupts that, right? So now watch, as I'm moving forward, he's staying with him now. Okay. So you guys, hopefully you've done that. You've drawn a box on him, you run auto, and it should run pretty fast because it's a 2-minute and 32-second video, which runs pretty fast on auto track. I'm just gonna let it go, and then I ran it multiple times, so you see, you just saw a purple box pop in. That's me running a second time. There's a reason why you run it a second time, and that reason is gonna come up and pop up in a second. Okay. So we'll let this keep going. Notice how the box just went. Back up some. Notice how his face went to the corner. That is what causes auto tracking to fall off. You have to just pretty much generate a new one. Always, like, he went into the corner. I'm gonna let him play until his face comes out about right here. And then what I did was I drew a box on him here and did auto track. I backed it up and see, all right, it's coming off a little, that's fine. But like right here, I would just do static box just to cover him for a few frames because he's gonna be in this space. I'll go back one, back, delete to the beginning. Now I'm going forward. He's gonna come to the box, and now here's my new box, the one that I already have on auto track, get rid of the static one to the end. And I'm going backwards and forward right now, just making sure that he's covered. So right here, he's gonna come off again. I need to cover him again. And I want to get him until he's in a, so there's my auto box. So right here, again, this is just covering it. When you do your redaction, it'll be pixelated, then his face just shows like, oh man, what happened? Well, at 13 seconds, I needed to put another static box. Same deal, I'm gonna back it up. My box is 31. I'm gonna select my box and tell it to delete to the beginning. Go forward. Box 2 has them. Box 2 dropped them off. My box got them. And he's starting to come off the corner. When he comes off that corner, I delete this to the end and then reposition a new box. Go back. I have the overlap, perfect. As long as he's in my box 31, I can get rid of to the beginning. My new box. Box 31 is gonna go away. Here's mine that I just drew. Now, he's gonna move inside of this box until my next auto tracking box picks him up. Going forward now, right arrow one at a time. And now here's the other static box that I drew, perfect. Box 32, delete it to the end. Make sure that you left click on your box so that it gives you a little yellow orange haze, and then right click, that way that's the object that you're affecting. Delete to the end. Now this box is gonna keep him covered until my auto tracking box, which is 19, and everything else is clean because I have no overlays. Okay. So 19 is gonna keep him until this. It got dark and he started to move away, but I don't have to worry because his face, and there are no tattoos. Tiffany, thank you very much. So I don't have to worry about covering that arm. I did auto track his face here and notice how everything is starting to line up. So you draw another auto track box at this 25-second marker. Box, auto track, it should pick him up and continue to track him coming out the truck. It fell off because he turned, so it switched from 3 to 5. And each time it puts a new box, whether it be auto track or a static box, it's just going to give you a number sequence. That way you know which is what and where it is.
So I'm assuming just like tattoos, it's going to be the same thing for like birthmarks and scars, right?
Birthmarks and scars, I don't do those because it's hard to tell if it's a birthmark, a scar, or a surgical wound. So like usually the birthmarks and scars would be like something on there. I generally don't do them, and I allow the police departments to send it back to me and say, hey, can you take that birthmark off? Or can you take this mark off the arm? I'm like, all right, cool. All right. Those are kind of tough. I mean, yeah, those are tough. That's all I can say. Those are tough. How you guys doing so far on the auto track and static stuff? Okay.
Hanging in there.
Okay. All right, cool. So basically, this session is going to be fairly short because what I want you guys to do is to practice this, try and get it fully redacted. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to hold off on this because I'm going to have to jump off here in a second. I got to leave. I got to start right at 4. What I want to do is I want you to do an export real quick, right? So right now, with whatever you have redacted, click on export. Because this is what I'm going to want you guys to do. And then if you can shoot it to me maybe before Tuesday, I'd like to take a look at both of your outputs. What I generally do is for when we receive the videos, I create a downloads folder. When we're exporting, I create a delivery folder for that date. So this is the delivery folder for this date. So go ahead and create yourself a delivery folder. This program does a real cool job of renaming. It will insert a hyphen redacted at the end of your initial file name. That way you know that's the redacted version. So you never overwrite your original file. Go ahead and punch that out and redact it. And while that's running for you, I'm going to show you what the redacted version looks like. So you have a sample of that. I think you guys should be off to the races to get going on practice. Okay, so here's what the redacted version looks like, right? His face is pixelated. It's nice and smooth. I love pixelations because it keeps it smooth. Right? So that's what it looks like. If his face ever jumps out, this is playing in the Windows 10 media player. Space starts it, spacebar stops. So as I'm watching, I'm listening and watching. If he jumps out here, his face jumps out, I hit the spacebar, and I go over here to the left, and I say, where did it happen? It happened at 4 seconds. At 4 seconds, face is exposed.